we're going to talk about music.
Music, yay! And music in the reference or in the frame of
Poetry, yeah.
for National Poetry Month. Yeah, which is pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, I
Um,
think it's pretty neat too.
sorry, I'm I'm trying to get a page open so I can actually see what's going on because
I'll let you
I'm
cook.
super
Go,
blind.
go.
I am super blind, so I need to try and find a way to open this. There we go. Oh no. Oh, I know how to do this. Um,
I'm glad one of
so
us.
while we're waiting,
Yeah.
um, I don't know. How's your day been? Let's start
Oh,
like that.
so I did my best to turn my Thursday into a Monday, but I got some really, really good news from work. So I'm really excited about
Okay.
that. So,
Oh,
yeah, my
awesome.
manager who had been away for a long time, came back surprisingly, and I was feeling very untethered and work without a manager for like a month and a half. So it was nice to have that person back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Yay.
Yay.
Uh, work, yay, yays. But now, so did you turn that Thursday today into a Monday? Like,
I
you
was
trying to get,
I was able to pull that out of the nosedive and bring it up out of that, and learning that she was back would really helped, and then you know so it was really nice. Yeah. How about
nice.
you? How was your day?
Yeah, nice. So I'm disabled, so I don't really work.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like, so there's this thing I had to do, and
Yeah.
it's almost like ritual practice.
Hmm.
But so I had to do it, and it took like 3 hours. So I
Rituals bring
did
rewards.
that. Yeah. Yes, I hope so. I hope so.
Right.
But yeah, it's some pretty intense work.
Hmm.
So kind
Hmm.
of rested and relaxed before it got started, and then started, and then rested and relaxed after.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
Nice.
yeah, yeah. Last night I just I don't know. Like you said, you like doing these lives. I like doing them
Yeah.
too. To the
Yeah.
point where last night I hopped on and did an impromptu 3 hour, 30-minute, 15-second live. I just
Wow.
was just rambling. I couldn't
Yeah.
stop. Okay,
Hey.
sorry.
Yeah.
So, hey, Sacred, thanks for coming. Hey, Julie, thanks for coming. Yay. Awesome. Okay. So
Hey.
we are
Hello,
doing
everyone.
music today.
We are.
Music,
Yeah.
music. Yes.
Yay.
Thanks everybody for coming in, y'all. Today, this month is National Poetry Month. Yay! Snap, 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 snap.
Yep. Yeah.
Every April, and this is the 30th anniversary of National Poetry Month. So it is the largest literary festival in the world, which is amazing when you think about it. But yeah, so in honor of National Poetry Month, we've selected songs that may go well with that thought process. I myself selected songs that kind of have wordplay that I think is poetry. Um, you know, your selection, I knew some of the songs. I
Hmm.
didn't know some of the artists, and
Yeah.
so I kind of looked at the lyrics. I listened to them. I'll have to look at the lyrics again. I had a question. I had a question for you. And
Yeah.
we talked about it a little bit pre-show. So, why
It's an
don't we
important.
jump?
It's the question you probably should ask in order to understand
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the
I
entirety of the
I kind of
playlist.
have a feeling that that's something that I need to know.
Yeah, it's a slang or euphemism for heroin. So
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
yeah,
I was just trying to figure out the Chinese part.
yeah,
Like if
yeah.
it
I
was
don't know
to
where that came
kind of
into it either, but yeah, but
right.
when we get there,
Right.
I'll try to explain. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's get into it.
Okay.
Sorry, my voice cracked. So what do you want to do? How do you want to do this?
Wow.
We
Okay.
each have 5 songs, so
Yeah.
we each have five. Well, we each have 6 songs, so five
Mhm.
plus one.
Right.
Um, so do you want to do one each, kind of trade off, or do you want to do one list and
So,
then?
oh, I don't mean to. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed your playlist. I really, really enjoyed your playlist. So I can't wait to talk
Okay.
about your playlist. Um,
Okay.
Mine's kind of dry and historical in a way, I guess. It's I mentioned it's sort of a history of CBGBs as told by in Road Warrior 3, there's this scene where he comes across all these kids in the desert and they're in a cave and they tell the story of how they got there in the plane crash. And it's like kind of makes sense from their history and kind of doesn't. I'm about to do that to punk rock. So,
Okay. Okay.
uh,
So like as far as like, so what era is this? Like in terms of decade?
sure. It's 70s. It's yeah,
70s.
70s.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, so I know Blondie. Everybody else, like I've heard the name Television, never really listened
Yeah.
to their music. Like Chinese rock, um,
Ex offender
uh,
by Blondie. Yeah.
yeah, Ex Offender by Blondie, Blank Generation, Psycho Killer. Okay, so I've heard Psycho Killer.
Yeah. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I'm a big Fish fan.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Mhm.
all right, yeah. So, in October of 1996, October, because it was the Halloween show,
Mhm.
Fish used to do a Halloween show where they played an album by an artist, and they
Oh,
played it all the way through from front to back. Well,
okay.
this year, that particular Halloween show, they chose Talking Heads Remain in Light.
Mhm.
So they
Mhm.
played that from front to back. And,
Wow, yeah,
that, yeah, so that was kind of cool, for Fish to do that.
yeah.
Yeah, so, and
So I
then
guess
People Who
mine's kind
Die.
of oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think my playlist is kind of a story, so it might not work well with but maybe it will. I just
Well,
want to learn
no,
about your playlist, so
I kind of think that let me get back to my screen here. I don't know how I'm doing this. I kind of think that your playlist, if it's a story, is perfect for National Poetry Month.
yeah,
Especially if it's like a historical story that kind of like goes in, like if you're using 6 songs to kind of tell a compact story. Yeah, I think that works. Yeah.
let's go with that. Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
um,
So let's go with your first song then. Friction,
yeah,
Television.
on
Tell me
television.
about it.
So
Uh,
television. This is that album, Marquee Moon, it was one of my all time favorite records. It's one of my Desert Island records, and it's a band that sort of, I guess you could say, like maybe Nirvana or the Strokes. They landed this first record that was critically acclaimed, and then had the pressure of repeating it. And though they did with their next record, they didn't. They had that issue, but Tom Verlaine
right.
is one of my all-time favorite guitarists, and they had a dual lead guitar setup. Um, and Richard Hell, who's the next artist, was the bass player of Television originally. Um, and uh,
Oh, okay, okay.
and so Television was trying to find a location to play, to create a scene. And they found this bar on the Bowery that had live music, CBGB's. And they talked to Hilly Crystal, the owner, who gave them Sunday night to play their music. And their bands would come. And then from that, they took over the week. And then from that, they branched out, not television, but the punk scene they created at CBGB's. And
Nice. Okay.
yeah,
I never knew that. So yeah, yeah.
yeah,
As far as like punk music, I don't know a
mhm,
lot of 70s music.
yeah,
I know like but go
sure.
ahead. So that's
Okay.
interesting. I like that a lot. Thank you.
Yeah.
Um,
So I guess to kind of set the stage then, and this is
Hey,
a lovely way to
Rouser.
describe it.
Sorry. Yeah. Just
Um,
hey, everybody. Thanks for coming in. Oh, okay. Sorry. Good.
so to me, punk starts with the Velvet Underground, right? Their first record didn't sell that many records, but the legend goes everyone who bought it went on to form a band. because they
Okay.
could just, it was like, I could do that, that kind of
Right.
sound, right? And so punk kind of comes with that DIY ethic, right?
Right.
So for me, punk was a reaction to mainstream music at the time, which was sort of like, almost like today, multimedia, or not multimedia, but $1 million stage shows,
Right. Right.
long songs, and punk was like, no, 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 let's get back to the street, three chords and an attitude, right? Punk is
Right.
Mustang
Right.
on blocks, some beer cans floating in a cooler with, it's all, water now and not ice, and it's three chords and an attitude. And so
Right.
when television released Marquee Moon, it wasn't three chords and an attitude. It has a 12-minute song. I mean, the title song is 12 minutes. So, and
Right.
hardcore punk would certainly not call that punk. So it kind of
Right.
shocked anticipation.
Okay.
And also just they were critically acclaimed. And the interplay in that song is the tension of identity, the tension of the inner conflict you have, the friction. It's a metaphor not for violence, but a metaphor for internalizing the world around you in a way. So yeah.
Nice. Okay. I didn't pick up on that, so thank you for clearing that for me. I want to
Mhm.
I want to go back to the song that you said was like 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, 12 minutes, Marky
Is
Moon. Yeah.
that how long is it?
12 minutes, 11 something. I was
12
gonna
minutes.
send it to you because it's my favorite song of the album, but it's
You
like,
should
how dare
have.
you start a playlist with a 12-minute song?
No, I love no. So I love long songs. When you said that, I was like, oh, because I love long
Yeah,
songs.
yeah.
That's why I like Dead and like
Mhm.
Fish because I can
Okay,
really get into long jams. But
next time.
yeah, jazz, anything, dance
Okay,
music, anything that's
yeah,
long. I do it.
yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
any significance of the song ending like in 4 minutes 44 seconds, or is that just luck?
No, but for the ending, what it's interesting that you note that though, but the ending to me is sort of a microcosm of the song itself because it ends with the typical rock drum thing, and then you expect the guitars at the end to crescendo to play the song out. But they leave you with just the drum fill and then the song ends. So you end on that sort of tension, friction of the
Right.
anticipated sound you expect. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Okay. Wonderful. Love it. Okay, let's go on to your next song, Blank Generation.
Yeah.
Richard Hell. So you said Richard
Yeah.
Hell was actually the bassist in television, the
He was
original.
for a little while, yeah, and when they
Oh,
sort of
okay.
started, at CBGB's, I believe he plays on a couple of the songs on Marquee Moon. I can't remember exactly, but, I believe he got
Was
writing credit for
he
several of them.
was he um was he the original bassist?
Yes, he would have been the original bassist,
Okay.
but my understanding,
Why
yeah.
did he leave under bad reasons or anything, or did he just leave?
Yeah, I don't know what the real circumstances for why he left, but I don't understand it to have been through animosity. It was maybe just television at that point was still sort of trying to figure it out. They were a band that people were aware of by name, but not a lot of people had
Right.
heard. And that sort of talked about a lot up and coming band. And so maybe that he wanted to just take and ride that because he wasn't sure where television was actually going to finish up. So
Right. Right. Okay. So
so
Blank Generation.
yeah. All right, so Richard Hell and the Voidoids. All right, Blank Generation.
Voidoids?
Yeah, that's the name of the band. Um,
Okay.
so Richard Hell is famous for a lot of things, being the bass player of in his own band and on television. But he was also famous for being sort of the inspiration behind punk fashion. Um, Ripped up
Oh, okay.
T-shirts, safety pins, the that kind of look. That
Okay.
became more famous in England as it sort of came back after, because England was doing its own thing too. Um,
Right.
but England seems English punk was more focused on the fashion in a lot of ways, in my feelings, and I love it for it. But he was sort of the inspiration behind that look, that's punk is
Okay.
known for. Yeah, and
Okay.
the song to me lyrically, I like how it starts, the way it sort of sets the, I was, couldn't, it starts from being born. I was screaming to get out of here that, right from the beginning. I've lost the lyrics and now I got to look it up on something and I don't have my computer on.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh, um, oh no, don't
hopefully you remember it
switch.
in a
Oh,
second.
sheesh. I knew that was going to happen. Hold on, let me go
Mhm.
back. There I am.
No, no,
Um,
I'm sorry. My computer wasn't
hold
ready
on,
to
I
load.
have
So,
to. Okay.
um,
So what I'm gonna do is just pull up uh, the
I can't believe I can't
lyrics
remember the
really
beginning of it.
quickly. Um,
I was screaming,
well,
"Let me out of here!"
like I
That's it.
can't
I
expect
remember it
you
now.
to.
I remember it now. So I was screaming, "Let me out of here!"
Oh, okay.
From the the day I was. It's such a gamble when you get it, or it's it's fascinating to observe what the mirror brings. It's such a gamble when you get a face. It's fascinating to observe what the mirror brings. But when I dine, it's for the wall that I set a place. So he's basically describing this idea, being born. I was happy to be here, and then the notion of living alone, and sort of watching yourself grow over time as your reflection changes in the mirror as you age, and the loneliness that he's in that moment. The song is about denying
Right,
identity. It's the blank generation, fill in the blank. He's, and I could take it or
right.
leave it. He's denying identity. It's the rejection of identity in and of itself, the concept of being able to just so I that's the nature of sort of the lyrical intent of that song.
So first of all, does this have to do? I mean, does this really have to do anything with generations, or is it just strictly like individual identity, or is it like identity as a
Right.
class? Yeah.
It sounds as if it's almost a brag about the generation he comes from, but it's a rejection of being forced into those boundaries itself. The rejection of the societal expectations in a world that doesn't really seem set up to allow anyone to succeed the way that they advertise, and a
Right.
rejection of that. So I belong to this generation, the blank generation. I could take it or leave it each time. He's
Right.
rejecting the sort of defining by outside forces.
Okay. Awesome. Now, on a personal level, do you think
Yeah.
there's any gender issues here, or no? Like,
No, I mean, there's a line about pink triangles, but it's not
okay.
intended to be. I think it's not intended for that. They're
Okay.
certainly
Okay.
aware of of what would have been transsexuals back then at that scene, but
Right.
I don't think that this song would have been that kind of an intent. It's more of a personal struggle with than a gender struggle. Yeah. Well, I
Okay.
guess they're both the same, but a different flavor of it. Let's just say
Right. A
that.
different flavor. Yeah.
Because
Okay.
this, yeah. All right.
So the next song, oh snap, my
Chinese
windows are kind of
rocks.
playing. Yes. Okay. So Chinese rocks. We need to
Yeah.
have a talk about this. So we were kind of jibber jabbering pre-show about this.
Yeah. Uh,
Let's explain to everybody who's in the chat. Thank y'all for being here, first of all.
yeah, definitely.
Um,
Thank you.
let's explain to everybody who's in the chat about this song. Um,
Yes. Okay.
yeah.
So this is the Heartbreakers, and if there was ever a super group in punk at this time, it would have been the Heartbreakers.
Right.
Because
Okay.
It had Richard Hell,
Right.
and it had Johnny Thunders. And Johnny Thunders was a guitarist from the New York Dolls, who were famous for
Okay.
playing in female clothing. And they would
Right.
sing a sort of hyper. What?
Morrissey's, it wasn't that Morrissey's inspiration? Morrissey's inspiration. New
Might have
York
been.
Dolls.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
ties in also with
Yeah.
English punk because but
Okay.
the New
Yeah.
York. I'm sorry. I really,
Mm.
I feel this is like really dry, so I'm trying to like rush it. I'm so sorry. I want to talk
No,
about New York
don't
punk.
rush it. Take your time. It's
Oh my
interesting for me
God.
because I don't know anything about this. So,
Um,
yeah.
so Johnny Thunders, who was the guitarist in the New York Dolls, and of course they were famous for
Right.
playing in women's clothing. And then at one point their management changed, and their manager was Malcolm McLaren. And Malcolm McLaren would later go back to London and start the Sex Pistols. But for a brief period of time, Malcolm
Uh,
McLaren managed the New York Dolls as they sort of crumbled. But anyway, so this is essentially a supergroup, and Chinese rocks are a euphemism for heroin. It's a song about addiction. It starts with someone calls and said, "Is Dee Dee home?" And they're talking about Dee Dee Ramone from the Ramones. And so it's
Okay.
interconnected in some way like that. But it's this song about recognizing, I should have been rich, but I'm digging a Chinese ditch because I'm addicted. My girlfriend's in the
Right.
shower stall. It is an unapologetic assessment of addiction with hyper clarity. They know from within
Yeah.
this song what's
Yeah.
going on. And it's just the facts, ma'am, and nothing more kind of a song. But it's an
Right.
iconic punk song. So yeah.
Well, if anybody's been through addiction, I am an
Mhm.
addict, so
Yeah. Yeah.
I understand this song. I
Yeah.
understand
Yeah.
this song.
Yeah.
And I understand the clarity within addiction that
Mhm.
people can have.
Oh yeah, there's
Because
moments of
people
clarity.
who are
Yeah.
deep within, yeah, it's just like
Mhm.
what's going on, and it's
Mhm.
so clear. But it's interesting that they talk about Dee Dee Ramone. Are they saying that Dee Dee was famous for drugs?
So they were kind
Is
of
he a
all. I
dealer?
don't know. I don't. I'm not one to tell stories out of school, but heroin was a big part of '70s rock, right? And it didn't
Okay,
escape
yeah,
the streets, the streets either.
right, sure.
And it's why I never wanted to do heroin because I saw my generational idols, suffer from death or overdose or what they went through. This playlist, especially where we end up with Jim Carroll, which is a separate story in and of itself of recovery and success. But so yeah, it's a hopeful playlist about addiction in a way, but yeah, it's not. They were all kind of fun, I guess.
I so yeah, I've you it's interesting that you say you didn't want to do heroin. I did want to.
Mm,
Yeah, I wanted to,
mm.
because I wanted to try every drug, every drug.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
and
No,
so
white
I
suburban
did.
kid. That was scary. No, no, no.
Well, I mean, I wasn't like in the hood,
Yeah, I know. I know. You told me last time. Wow, you have
Right,
military,
right.
everything like
Yeah,
me. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
But I did want to try every drug. I was
mhm,
very interested in drugs, and
yeah.
so I did do heroin a couple of times.
Wow.
It was not my
Yeah,
kind of drug, so I just backed off of it. I was very
yeah.
lucky.
The worst, the only, well, I don't want to say worst, but I enjoyed psychedelics when I was younger.
Yeah, no,
Marijuana, mushrooms,
yeah,
and
no.
when I was on the street, I tried cocaine and didn't like it. And then there was a time with crack cocaine that and thankfully I was really drunk, I think, because I didn't get a good time in general. So I didn't, but that was the farthest I've ever like experimented with the drugs outside of the psychedelics, so to speak. Yeah.
Okay. So
Mm.
yeah, I've done all of it, and
Mhm. Yeah.
psychedelics, LSD, all of
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I'm clean. So that's
Yeah.
what. Well, California sober.
Right, right.
California
Yeah.
sober.
I've been
Yeah.
I've been sober for 8. I have the date that I stopped drinking tattooed on my drinking arm, so that if I ever pick it up,
Oh,
there it is.
nice. Okay.
Yeah,
Very
and I've been
nice.
lucky that relapse with alcohol has not been part of my story. I know it's not for everyone, so I've been very, very lucky that way.
That is
But
great.
yeah, I've been
That is
sober for 8 years. California sober. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. I've been
Thank you.
sober since 2012. So
Wow.
yeah.
So hey, congratulations to you. Fantastic.
Thank
That's
you.
fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So California sober though, you know what I'm saying? 420. And I drink a lot of tea. So
There you go. There you go.
but okay. So I like the lyrics behind Chinese rocks. I don't
Mhm.
understand how you got the Chinese part. But I
Yeah.
do.
I think that at
Okay, so
that
I understand it's the
time,
heroin.
yeah, it would have been the heroin
Yeah.
connection, and I don't know if that would have been obviously not fair for the time. Certainly the the
Right,
the,
right.
the
Yeah.
pejorative. I don't. Yeah, yeah. I don't know why
Right,
it was
right.
associated
Okay.
that way. Yeah.
Okay, so now we are dropping to what's the next one? Okay, ex-offender,
Ex-offender. Yeah. Deborah Harry. So
Blondie.
yeah.
Um,
Last. Oh, I'm
let's
sorry.
talk about it.
So last week I sent you a playlist that began with Patti Smith and Gloria, and
Yes.
and so
Yes.
Debbie Harry is sort of the opposite end of that feminine spectrum, right? She's
Right.
more the,
Right.
watch me in my high heels until they're at the throat, until the point of the heels at your throat. She is a feminine, she's femininity with a switchblade. Um,
Right. Love
she,
it. Love
yeah.
it.
So that's, that's the way I envisioned it. But that song "Ex
Right.
Offender," she was also an amazing songwriter and singer. And
Right.
Blondie's more known now, I think, for some of their almost disco-oriented songs. Um, but when they started, they were more of a doo-wop girl band kind of sound. And so
I did
Ex
not know that.
Offender has that, yeah, feel to
Right.
it, that 60s
Right.
girl group feel to it. And it's a song about a prostitute being arrested, and internally, as she's being booked, she's falling in love with the officer, and she's sort of, like flirting in a way with the officer, and it's a cute little song in a way, but it's also, yeah, it's very interestingly written. Yeah.
Yeah. So hold on, let me see. I pulled up some of the lyrics, so I know you wouldn't go. You'd watch my head burst, then you'd step in. I had to know, so I asked. You just had to laugh, walking the line.
Right.
So I don't understand some public defender. You had to admit
Yeah.
you wanted the love
Have you?
of a
Okay,
sex
so
offender.
I've been arrested. I've been arrested. So the
Okay.
process from booking to being, is what she's her window. She's
Okay.
on the corner, gets arrested. She's then sat in the car in handcuffs, taken to the station, and she's admiring his fashion and all, then imagining this, and then she's booked, and this is sort of the booking process, public defender, the cop, you want to put, it's just
Right.
the booking process with this love story, one-sided love story that's going on in within that
Okay.
whole process. Yeah.
Now that is interesting. Almost, I don't want to say stalker because that's not probably the right
No,
word. I
it's
don't
just
know.
imagination at work. I don't.
Yes, great imagination. Yes.
I mean, you're getting arrested, why not make the best of it? No.
Right, right. Exactly.
They could say yes, you miss all the shots you
Right,
never
and
take.
save you. Yes. I
But he
love that.
laughs,
Okay.
so anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so Psycho Killer.
Yeah.
And this is the live version. So yeah.
Right, it's
Um,
from the Jonathan Demme film. Yeah.
it's what?
From the Jonathan Demme film, I believe, is the
Oh,
director of the concert.
oh, so I just pulled it up on
Oh,
either Spotify or
yeah.
I think I just pulled it up on Spotify. Yeah.
Mm.
So let's see. Uh, like
Stop Making Sense, the movie.
stop making sense. The movie.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me about while I'm pulling it up. Tell me about it. Stop
Sure.
making sense.
So I Talking Heads is one of my all-time favorite bands. I had
Right.
mentioned earlier about how the Velvet Underground sort of had some inspirations, at least in the sort of punk scene, and a
Right.
band that was sort of the sister band, younger sister band, brother band, whatever, of Velvet Underground was Jonathan Richman was the frontman of that band, and Dennis France, who's a guitarist, was the guitarist in that band, who is the guitarist in Talking Heads. Um, and
Okay.
then so there's a link back that kind of that way. The keyboardist from the band that Jonathan Richman was the person who went on to be in the Cars. So there's a lineage of music that
Okay.
goes up through that way, right?
Okay.
Um, but so Dennis France joins Talking Heads. Or excuse me, no, maybe not. Anyway, um, and they also have another band that I enjoyed as a teenager that was Tina Weymouth and her husband. Um,
Yes. Who?
yes.
What's the name of the band?
Oh shoot.
Because I know
Um,
this. I know this band because I
yeah.
like this band too.
Right.
Um, Tom Tom Club.
There you go. Nailed it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. I like yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
But so this was a concert movie.
okay.
And there's some fantastic directors have made concert movies, And this I
Right.
is one I consider to be. I just like the way the movie starts with him walking out with this boom box, is what we call it, and then he hits play, and then he stands
Yeah.
there with his
Yeah.
acoustic guitar and sings, and then the stage is brought together kind of one band member at a time over time in this blank box stage behind him until they're in the full production of the movie. And that's when he brings out the big oversized suit and does the. I really like
Nice.
that movie. I don't know why, but I do. Yeah.
Right, right. Well, I will have to take a look at the movie because it sounds interesting. I like the Talking Heads. I like Tom Tom Club
Yes.
more than
Yes.
Talking Heads.
Yeah.
I definitely
Yeah.
like Tom Tom Club. Yeah.
I enjoy bands with female bassists. I don't know why, but I like the
Yes. Yeah.
bass,
So
so
do
I kind
I.
of see myself in maybe that role. So, the
Yes.
Talking Heads, and then and other kind of bands like Sonic Youth
So
that
it's
have big female bassists, and other, of course, others. Yeah.
Yeah, Sonic Youth. It's funny you say that because I have this lovely bass sitting right
Oh
here in the
wow!
corner
Yeah,
of my
yeah.
room that I have not learned to play. And some people say it's intuitive, not for me. Not for me.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But
No, my talent is knowing I have no talent. That's my talent. So.
right, right. That's too bad because I envision myself. I see me playing this bass, like in
Yeah.
this nice skirt and these like nice,
Mm-hmm.
tights, like
Yeah.
kind of ripped up, with these docks. I see that,
Yeah. Right.
but
Right.
it's just not happening. Okay.
Not
Well,
for me either.
yeah.
That's funny though. That's great. Yeah. Um,
So let's see. Do we have? Yes. Okay. This is your plus one.
it is.
Um,
It's for poetry.
so let's get into it. Your plus one is "People Who Died" by the Jim Carroll Band, and
Yeah.
I know this song. I did
Mhm.
not know who the Jim Carroll Band is, and I didn't know that this band that this was the artists.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I've heard this song many
Yeah.
times.
Uh-huh.
Tell me about it.
So Jim Carroll was a sort of a New York literary discovery at a young age. And
Jim Carroll, the movie Basketball Diaries.
yeah, that's Jim
Oh,
Carroll.
yeah, poet.
Yes, poet,
Okay.
writer, literary. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I actually read some of his work a long time. I didn't even know this. Wait,
Yeah.
this is him?
This is him. That's Jim Carroll from Basketball Diaries, the book, later made into a Leonardo DiCaprio starring movie.
Right,
Yeah. Yeah, it's his
right. I
life.
did
That's his
not.
life. That came from his diaries. Yeah.
Right, yeah. No, I knew that. That's kind of that's strange. I forget what I read, so yes,
Right.
I
Yeah.
read several books by Jim Carroll. Yeah, so I love this song. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
this song. This is
Yeah.
this
It's one of those songs like your last one that you had that was sort of like a positive sounding song, but at the same
right,
time, it's just a listing of people, his friends of his who died and how they died in a
right,
way.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so positive, but like positive music, like
Mhm.
it's kind of like you can dance to it,
Sure.
and then you
Yeah.
start to listen to the lyrics, and then you're like, well, should I really be dancing to this?
Right. Right. Yeah.
It's like, maybe I should just not dance this time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He would want you to dance. I think he would have
He would
wanted you
want
to
you to
dance.
dance?
I
Okay.
think he would
Okay.
from
Yeah.
the just from the Basketball Diaries from that perspective. I think he would want you to know that we're honoring his friends by you dancing.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That
I
sounds
think
good.
personally. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah.
I love that. I mean, I love that. Thank you for connecting me to that. I just would never have. I didn't put it together. So thank
Yeah.
you. That's
Oh, sure. Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, he was
Um,
he dated Patti Smith for a while. He was part of that whole CBGB kind of scene, and
I didn't
yeah,
know that. Like, I must
yeah.
not have gone too deep into his stuff because
Mm,
or I just don't remember any of it. And that's on me. Um, um,
yeah.
see who's popping in. Hey, oh no, will I see you ladies on the porch? Hopefully so. Neuro D. Hey, Miss Use, what's up? Miss Use, love Miss Use because me and Miss Use have some kind of connection.
Nice. Good. Yeah.
So let's see. Let's pop into my list
Yes.
now.
Yes. I loved your playlist. I absolutely every song on your playlist. Well, I knew the Distillers, so that one, but every other song went into
Right.
playlists of mine just for like mainstay playlists. It's fantastic.
Okay. Awesome. So the first one I pulled was Black Star Kids.
Mm.
And oh, hold on. Let me see. I'm actually trying to pull up the lyrics because, let's see, Black Star Kids lyrics, lyrics.
Freddie Moon.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, the now Freddie Moon.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say his name, but he
The
was in
actor.
Malcolm in the Middle.
From
Is that
Malcolm in the Middle.
correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the actor. Yeah. So now, the the story behind this for me is that I went to a concert to see Biada Booby or Beda Booby. Have you
Mm.
heard of her? It's Biada Booby. I don't know.
No.
She's
No.
a British like music star type person.
Mm.
Um, and so she's a little bit younger
Mm.
than us, definitely. Like, I shouldn't say a little bit. She's like probably in her early 20s, maybe,
Okay.
so on and so forth. But so
Yeah.
me and my bestie and Egg and you know another person went, and we went to go see Beata Booby,
Mm.
who was the closer. But two bands opened before them. One of them was Black Star Kids, and so they actually brought down the house.
Yeah.
They stole the show, and they were the opening of the three.
I love
And
that. Yeah.
by the time the Beata Movie came on, a lot of people had left. Like, we left when she came on, because it was just like there was no reason to stay. Like, it was that good. Yeah, it was that good. And then they just blew up. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, it's a cute little song,
Yeah.
about wanting somebody to get to notice you. The I love and I don't know how old she is.
Mm.
She's probably pretty young, because I watched the video and
Yeah.
on YouTube, and
Mm.
she looks really young. And actually, I saw her at the concert, and she was dancing behind us, but she had on like a furry costume.
Oh wow.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and like yeah, she was definitely jamming. But
That's cool.
she looked cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's definitely young. But I love her voice, and
Yeah.
I love the interplay between the two voices, the guy's
Mm-hmm.
voice and
Mm-hmm.
the girl's voice. It's kind of smooth, and
Yeah.
if you listen to more of their music, it does have that same kind of vibe.
Oh, good.
Where
Okay.
Yeah, it does, yeah,
It was
especially
very,
the
very
first.
much poolside or barbecue sounding. Definitely
Yes,
sunglasses, outdoors on a
yes,
nice day feel.
yes,
That's what I
yes,
got from the music
yeah.
itself. Yeah.
It's Yeah, when I say it's a vibe, that's what I mean. It's a vibe,
Mhm. Mhm.
It's like
Yeah.
you can chill, you can smoke a blunt, and just just chill. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So that's Black Star Kids. The next one, Dismantle Me, Distillers. Now you know this song, so
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you
This
do.
album's
Yeah.
yeah.
So do you know about, like, tell me like, do you know Distillers well? Are
No, no, no,
they
no. I in fact, what is it? I think the third song on the record was in a lot of my playlists for a while. I think it was, if I remember, I can't remember the name of the song. But so when I found that particular song, I sort of didn't delve as deep into the record. I listened to it a couple of times and then sort of put it away in favor of that one particular song. So it was really nice to see this because it was a song I knew but didn't know. Right?
okay?
Um,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I just so I don't really know the lyrics to the song except for
Mhm.
"Dismantle
Right.
Me."
Right.
And I do know "In the Sky with." Na, na, na. I'm trying to pull up the lyrics right now, but my laptop
No worries.
is running
That's cool.
slowly.
It,
Okay,
it's a
here
very
it is.
punk song. It's a very punky
Yes, it is. I
energy and
love
an
it
attitude.
though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. I fancy you, but I've been destitute, and all I know dissolved. I could never re-undo you. I will always say it, so I will always speak the truth. Descend into a noose. I could never undo you. I wanna bury you. Yeah,
Right.
so I can hear the whole song now. This
Yeah.
song, it's a song I love, and
Yeah.
the moment I heard it, I think I don't know when I heard it. I think I heard
Mm.
an acoustic version
Oh,
first.
wow.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
That'd be
yeah, yeah,
interesting because
yeah.
the intensity wouldn't be the same. That'd be cool. Yeah.
Right, right,
Mm.
yeah. I think I heard an
Okay.
acoustic version first, and then I went to look for the regular version, and was blown away.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I know that what's her name from the Distillers did date the guy from Rancid, right?
Oh, I don't
Um,
know. Yeah. I know the name
yeah.
Rancid, the band. I've never really listened to
Yeah.
them.
Uh,
Yeah. My
I'm pretty
hardcore
sure
bands.
she like Brody Dahl. I think I'm
Mm.
just I think her name is Brody Dahl from the Distillers.
Mhm.
Not 100 on that. But yeah, I think she did
Let's go
date
with
the
it.
guy from yeah, we're gonna run with that. So love the song. Yeah, 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 yeah. The next woo. So the next song, and I'm sure a lot of people in the chat don't know it. I'm almost positive because it is not one of the well-known songs by Doechii.
Mhm.
Um,
I did not
and
know.
Doechii kind of blew up on the scene, a couple years ago. And then her name has been steadily getting bigger on the back of her mixtape.
Yeah.
And she's got the song Anxiety,
Right. That's how I know her.
which
Yeah.
yeah, so Anxiety made her big,
Mhm.
but like before that, she was just releasing stuff on on SoundCloud and other like
Mm.
YouTube and things like that. So this is one of those songs, and it's called Spooky Coochie.
Coochie. Right.
Yes, so Spooky Coochie. It's kind of funny because it's a song about, I guess it's a song about just getting laid, but but
Right.
like, here's the thing. So she says no homo in it, and like, I'm like, okay, bitch,
Mm.
because she's
Mhm.
fucking homo as a motherfucker.
Right. Right. Yeah.
she's
I was
she
taught.
she
I
just
was. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
That line where she says "no homo" in Anxiety, right? Is that what we're referring to?
Oh
Um,
no, she said I don't know if she says it in Anxiety because I know she says it in Spooky Coochie. Does she say it in
okay.
Anxiety?
Yeah, but it would seem to me like a lament, like a decree of the time, what's going on, kind of. Why are we not allowed to say, why are we, kind of response. That's the way I took from Anxiety. I don't
Okay.
remember it from this particular. This is a song that there is a lot in because she's got an
Yes.
amazing flow and she can really pack it in. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot
That's
in
the
there.
thing. It's the flow and it's the lyrics. It's
Yeah,
the way she
yeah.
puts them together. And this is why I say it's like a National Poetry Month type of song for me
Mhm,
that I'm
mhm,
using because it's poetry, in the flow and in the
yeah.
way she packs those words, she's painting a picture. And
Oh yeah.
uh I I still think there's the pre Dochi and there's the post Dochi, and
Mm,
the
mm,
post Dochi
mhm.
is the music that's going to come out now. This is going
Okay.
to be the music for the queer people,
Yeah. Yeah.
because she has come out as lesbian.
Mhm.
So I'm
Can't
hoping
wait.
that
Yeah.
yeah, I'm hoping that she's going to make some music for queer people. I know she's been on some pride shows,
Mm,
pride
mhm,
events. So I'm hoping
mhm.
that that'll continue. And
No, that would be
honestly, I'm hoping
okay.
she'll come to Atlanta.
Right? No, yeah. Was that where you are? You're in Atlanta, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Atlanta.
Okay. Yeah, with Wendy.
Yeah.
Wendy lives in Atlanta too.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Wendy the
Yeah.
Druid for all y'all. There are a lot of people here who know Wendy the Druid, but yeah.
Mm,
um,
okay.
I'm in the same city as Wendy. Yes, and it's kind of funny. I know Wendy
Oh, do
from
you?
be
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I know her from actually before Substack. So
Mm,
yeah,
mhm, mhm,
I didn't know she was on Substack.
mm,
So yeah,
yeah. She was like the first
so
person to welcome me to Substack, and I thought that was very sweet
oh,
of her.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
she did that to me too.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Very
Yeah,
nice.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was actually very nice of her to kind of
Mhm.
bring me into the little fam that she has, and I
Yeah,
appreciate it. There's a
it's always
bunch of
nice when I
people
see
in
her.
here who, let me see what time it is. Oh, those people are going to be on the porch right now. So, no, D, you still in here? Probably not.
On the
I think.
porch. Uh-oh.
Yeah, on the porch is Julie Elder, and
Yeah, I love that.
do you
Yeah,
do you watch
yeah.
their show?
I do.
Yeah,
Every
so do
yeah,
I.
whenever it's on, it's how
You
I
know,
cook dinner. When I
yeah,
listen to
okay.
them and cook dinner, it's yeah, it's
Okay, so
wonderful.
yeah, I
Yeah,
that that's right because I see your name pop in sometimes. I
yeah.
pop in,
I just
sometimes.
yeah, I just love that.
So,
I just love them in the conversation, and you never know what's gonna happen. You never know what's gonna go, and it's just
right,
it's wonderful.
right.
And it's on the perfect time for me to be just like popping around the kitchen and getting things ready and just enjoying the atmosphere that they create. So yeah.
So for me, this is what
Mhm.
time they're on. I think they're actually in Central Standard Time.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Eastern, so
Mhm.
like for
Mhm.
me, it comes on at 9:30. So
Oh,
I
okay.
think they may have just started.
Mhm.
Um, yeah.
Mhm.
Um, but I see like some people in here. Okay, so let's pop back on to another song. Spooky
Sure.
Coochie, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Um,
It
so I'm
was.
gonna skip. So
Let's just say that that song hit me really well at the right time. The next song after the Dolce.
okay,
Okay. You can really can read into that,
so
but yeah,
okay.
it was a great song to hear
Wait,
right when the sun was going down in a certain mood. So yeah.
okay. So wait, two summer with love, J. Cole.
No, I'm sorry. The other one. Is that what the music is? The
Okay, wait, the
answer.
dance song.
Yes.
Music is the answer to your
Yeah.
problems.
I was
Keep
on the
on
deck watching the
moving.
sunset when that came on, and it was just like,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, now that is so I'm a club kid.
Yeah.
And plur is like what we say in the clubs, or what we used to say. I don't know how it is now, but plur stands
Mm.
for peace, love, unity, and respect.
Oh,
Um, and
yeah.
this was one of the big songs back then, music
Mhm.
is the answer because it is the answer. It bring and back then the clubbing life brought all kinds of people together, a lot of
Yeah.
misfits, just like punk, the
Mhm.
clubbing
Yeah.
life brought misfits, and it was all different ethnicities, all different cultures. It didn't matter. Like if you felt out of place in your world, you came to this world, and
Yeah.
this was one of those unifying songs. It's like a rallying cry. So yeah,
Yeah. No, it's yeah, it's a fantastic song. It hits a groove, it hits it right, and you
yeah,
ride along with it, and yeah, I loved it.
yeah.
I loved it. Like I said,
Yeah.
every song in here went to a playlist. So
So like yeah, I remember, and these of course were the I say the good old days, but I don't
Mhm.
know how good they really were in
Mhm.
like in
Right.
retrospect. But I
Nostalgia is a wonderful
remember
thing. Yeah.
nostalgia is a wonderful thing. I'm thankful that I made it through. Let me put it to you like that. So a lot of ecstasy to this song.
Mhm. Mhm.
A lot of speedballing, just a lot of
Mhm.
drugs to this song.
Yeah.
Um, but
Yeah.
it's a great song. It's
It is.
one of my favorite dance songs. It holds a level of like I don't know how to say it. Like there are songs that
Mhm.
okay, there are songs that I have levels of songs,
Yeah, okay.
and this is going to be on the top level.
Mhm.
Now that doesn't mean I know exactly what number it would be in terms of how I rank it, because I don't know. I
No.
never do that because
Yeah.
it's not something I can do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I do say it's in that top level.
I got you.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the next song, "To Summer from Cole," a
Yes.
love letter.
I
Now,
love this. Yeah.
this is my um, this is my poetry National Poetry Month kick to summer from to summer. What does it say? To summer
With yeah,
from
from
Cole.
Cole. Hmm.
Thank you from Cole. Uh, if I could type, I would be happy. Lyrics. Okay. Lyrics. There we go. This is just, it's one of those short songs.
Mm,
And sometimes short songs can be some of the best songs. It leaves you wanting more, you
yeah.
know, and that's what I think with this song. Like you just want more of it. So I continue to replay it, expecting and wanting more. Like I want it to just go on and last, and I
Hmm.
want it to continue, like I want the lyrics to expand. And he does say what he needs to say within the short amount of time he says it,
Mm, hmm.
and with the lines he says it. But it's so good. I
Yeah.
wanted more. You know,
Yeah. I feel
um,
you. Yeah, definitely. I
yeah,
know. Yeah,
and,
some songs like that myself. Yeah.
uh, and there are three major, not neo soul women, but like
Hmm.
R&B, like Queen type ladies out right now,
Hmm.
that kind of, like you said, are kind of holding up the like R&B type, new
Yeah.
R&B sound, and that is Summer Walker, Ari, who was on Dreamville, or Summer was on Dreamville, Ari, and
Mm.
SZA.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's a love letter to Summer Walker, who was on Dreamville, and she is and J. Cole is the owner of Dreamville. He started
Mm,
Dreamville. So she was on his label, and it's kind of a thank you for waiting all this time. I didn't pay enough attention to you.
yeah.
I appreciate what you've been doing. And like he says, one of her songs gets him choked up in these tears, and he
Mm,
doesn't understand why he's crying, but like it must be his new child. And so he's really letting his emotions out. and,
yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
what I like about J. Cole, is he lets his emotions out. He's not, he can be a tough guy, but he's
Mm.
not like, he's not like, I'm gonna fucking kill you and steal you.
Right.
He's not like
Yeah.
a gangster rapper. I mean, he is, but he's not like, I mean, he's never
Yeah.
gonna say that. He's never gonna say, I'm gonna, like, he's just not a gangster rapper. He's
Mm,
more lyrically inclined.
okay.
And that's not to say gangster rap is not lyrically inclined. I don't want to
Yeah.
say that. It's just that he doesn't rap about cocaine and
Mhm.
bitches and shit like that all the time. You know,
I used to really like Black Star Line. Do you remember that with
Bl-
yeah, you'll have to
Black,
Google the two artists in that
uh, Mob
group.
Deep,
Yeah.
Not Mob Deep. No, no, no.
Mo Def.
Most, yeah.
Most Def. Yeah.
Is it Talib Kweli and Most Def? Yeah.
Nailed it.
Present
Yeah.
Black Star. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So I love that album. Yeah.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. So yeah, you're right. That is conscious rap, and I like that.
Hmm.
Except for some of the songs aren't really too conscious. But
Yeah.
this particular song, it's short, and I have an affinity for short songs. And
Mhm.
so, like he does say, the bitches that's hate and they sit around waiting. And I
Yeah.
like the cadence, that's the poetry, is that he's the way, and people are studying his cadences, and
Mm-hmm.
his work is going to be studied in universities. I already know this, like, because
Oh yeah.
Kendrick's
Hmm.
work is being studied in universities, and it's the way they put the words together and how the rhyme scheme is, and
Hmm.
that's where the poetry comes in. I love it.
Yeah.
I can't get enough of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So I lived in Chicago, during Kanye and all all the rise of Kanye and that rap and I really enjoyed a lot of, especially Kanye's early records. So yeah,
right, like backpacker rap is what it was called back then.
yeah, yeah.
Backpacker rap. Even people don't know Black Eyed Peas
Hmm.
before Fergie.
Hmm.
They were like before Fergie, and they blew up into this like top 40 group. They were like really, really good. Like like really underground,
Hmm.
really backpacker group. You
Hmm.
know, and it's kind of funny because I've been listening to interviews with Will.i.am recently.
Oh,
And
okay.
Will.i.am is in Will.i.am, and
Mhm.
he actually grew up in East Los Angeles,
Oh, wow.
which is strange because Los Angeles is very divided. I've heard, like,
Mhm.
in black people and like brown people do not like each other
Mm.
in Los Angeles.
Mhm.
So like East Los Angeles especially is Mexican, I guess. And he grew up on a Mexican block, and so La Raza.
Mhm.
They wanted him to be in La Raza, but he was like, maybe not. And they're like, the other people were like, yeah, maybe not. You probably shouldn't be in La Raza. And he
Yeah.
was like, yeah, so, but it's like he's pretty hilarious. He's very learned. He's got all these stories, and he
I
knows
bet.
everybody. He's got stories
Yeah.
like from Michael Jackson to Prince to Quincy Jones,
Wow.
all these
Yeah.
stories. He knows everybody.
Mhm.
Like he couldn't choose between Fergie and Britney Spears because he knows them both extremely well.
He's worked with
You know,
Britney and later.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 So, um,
Was very
I
good.
do like Will.i.am. I do like him, and I
Mhm.
do like, and his best friend is Apple the App. And they're the ones who started Black Eyed Peas. And Black Eyed
Okay.
Peas, like I said, before Fergie, like I am, yeah, and I think I
I'll
have their
check it out.
first two albums. Oh,
Yeah.
no, no.
I didn't know Black Eyed Peas before Fergie, so I'll check it out. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
great.
Definitely
Yeah.
worth listening to.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is pretty much our 5 songs plus one.
Right.
I did
We did
not.
it.
So one time I'd like to do a fuck Mary swipe with you.
I've never played
Okay,
ever. I really want to
okay,
play,
okay.
but
So
I
I
don't know
did
if I
not
could do
prepare a
it
list.
now. I got drag bingo again. So, but
Oh, okay.
yeah,
So
that's a
we're gonna have to do it again, and the next one we do will
good.
be a fuck Mary swipe. Yes.
We'll start
Okay.
off with it.
So
Yeah.
yes. All right, y'all. Thank you for coming in the chat. I appreciate it.
Onyx,
Yes.
it's always a pleasure. I really
It
enjoy
is
talking with you. So I thank
definitely
you
a
for
pleasure.
this. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, we're gonna have to do it again. So
Well, I
round
plan.
three, y'all. Round three, everybody. We will be coming up. We'll get together and pick out a time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love it.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Well, thank y'all. Have a great night. Oh, wait, hold on before we leave. No
Mhm.
trash. So, no transphobia, no racism, no ableism, no sexism, no homophobia, no Islamophobia, no xenophobia, land back, uh, reparations, and there we go. Thank
Buckeyes.
y'all so much. Have a great night. Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Okay, bye.